Hello there folks, welcome back to an episode of Thames FC with me, Dr. Benji FM, and let's kick things off with the league table. You can see it there and you can see it there. We are in 4th position after 14 games with a couple in hand over our opposition. We are bang in the centre of these playoffs on 32 points, and all the teams around the playoffs are actually pretty tight, down to probably, you'd say, Leyton Orient, who've got 25 points. It's tight between there and second, loads of teams fighting for those playoff spots, but Carlisle seem to be the team running away with things, and they're causing me quite the problem. Also, you know, it's Eastleigh there. 5 wins in a row, bang in form. The reason we have games in hand is that I've been able to postpone games because we've got too many players on international duty. I don't know if it's like full senior level or under 21 thinking about it, but regardless, thank you Vanarama National League for allowing that. Not for all the games though, so I appreciate that too. So you can see here, if you look at our recent fixtures then, our last match, as you might remember from yesterday, was a fantastic 5-0 win over Charlton, and after that actually didn't go so well. Draw against Lincoln, 3-0 defeat against Carlisle. They battered us. Carlisle will probably win the division, and that's a problem. Walsall, Merthyr Torquay, all well beaten. And then a 4-2 defeat to Eastleigh, who you've just seen, are on a fine run of form. Scunthorpe, St Albans and Accrington all beaten as well. And the front two of Owusu and Pat Rogers have been, as you can see it there really, have been banging in the goals. If I just bring you back to this National League table screen, you can see Owusu on 17, changing ethnicity all the time, so that's good. But Stevie Foster, Owusu and Pat Rogers up there for the average rating. Stevie Foster with 8 assists to his name as well, looking really good. Let's focus on these two strikers then. Owusu so far, 17 in 14, looking fantastically good, and has scored goals for fun in recent games as well. And Pat Rogers on the other side as well. So far this season, 10 in 13, very respectable. I think because of Owusu, looks slightly worse than it probably is. And you can see in his last 5 games has got, 7 goals to his name? Quite impressive, I think we'll agree. So those two boys will be up front for us today, and the only change is that Keon Harris has picked up a couple of injuries recently, so I had to change the system. The colours for the attributes are different. I play 2 saves. It's a bother. Ready? We'll make him look better within an instant. Watch this. And there he is, all of a sudden looking far better well-rounded. Lots of 12s in there, which suddenly get yellow colours. So there we are, lovely stuff. But out injured, which is a bit of a shame. So far this year has been pretty good for us. So the fact he misses out for a couple of weeks is a big miss. Grayson then has come in, and we're changing the system very slightly. Of course, we've been playing the diamond, but Grayson, who's not a natural in this defensive role, can play as a deep line playmaker on a defensive duty, just sit and control games from that area. And you've seen we've won our last 3 games playing this sort of system, so it's been working out quite well. Defensively, everything has stayed exactly the same since last time. Bright, Owusu and Rogers doing rather well too. Bright isn't scoring as many goals this season, but as I say, with Owusu and Rogers doing what they're doing, no worries, no concerns about that whatsoever. So then, let's get into our first game of the episode. You can see here then 2 games to come. It's Woking and Morecambe. Morecambe are a bit of a challenger in the league. You can see here as I bring you there. Morecambe in 6th position, Woking just a mid-table side. So let's get into it. Very concise round-up there, Benny boy. Well done you. Talking to myself. Now, the only concern is that I am very settled on the 11 that we're playing. Fitness concerns on a couple of them. Simon Doherty, the main one. But we've got players we can bring in. Josh Taylor is the player that will probably replace him at some point, so keep an eye on that as we go through the game. It'll be obvious when he's got like 50% condition and I'm panicking with 10 minutes to go. Okay, then they're playing a 4-4-2 system, and they've got a couple of real-life people there, which is always nice. Passionate, you saying, come on lads, keep this run going, show what you can do, and I'm gonna stick with the passionate theme. This is quite a long pitch compared to other pitches. I have to make it so you can actually see the goals. Right, then we're in the blue. Of course, after last episode's 5-0 thrashing of Charlton, today will probably go equally as well. No, okay. A bit concerning when Mullins went through there. But no, after the last episode, we're hoping for another good performance, really. We had a couple of slip-ups here and there. As I say, Carlisle was a shame. Eastleigh as well. Those are the defeats. And that draw against Lincoln was a much of a muchness, really. Not too much of a problem. As we're on the attack here, though. Out to Morgan at left back, who switches it back into Doherty. And this is where Grayson comes in as the playmaker. Looking good on the ball there. Was great. He's giving it away. They're attacking now. Oh, actually, no. Morgan intercepts. And now the pace of Rogers and the pace of Owusu causes teams mighty problems as Bright goes through, plays it to Owusu, unselfish from Bright, another assist for him this season, and Owusu puts it home, 1-0 Thames, not even 7 minutes on the clock, and we're already looking good for this game. You can see Morgan's interception, heads it forward to Rogers, whose pace gets him there, and then a smart ball inside, and Bright, I mean this is very unselfish, could have banged it, it's a slide tackle, well, at least he let the slide tackle occur. I was giving him so much credit as well, and now I feel like I shouldn't have been. He didn't get the assist, so it makes sense. They've got a few players who are looking a bit worse for wear. As I say that, Bright gets an injury, so that's good. Corner to them, played in, headed clear, and now Rogers' pace. Can he bring this away? Oh, what a ball out to Owusu. First time, no messing about. Owusu through on goal. Hudson with the save and puts it behind. Yeah, Bright's put up a knock. Bruised ankle, and that's usually a couple of days. If it stays as a bruised ankle, I'm not that worried about him playing on for a little bit longer. As long as he gets himself out of trouble, we should be all right. 21 minutes on the clock. Holness finds Owusu. Instant chance for us here as it's played forward, but no, it's dealt with quite comfortably by their back line. But the ball out, not particularly good. And Murray finds Grayson into Doherty now. And we're going to go out to this right-hand side or go inside. Bright finds Owusu. Oh my word, he's missed it. Well, he smashed it with all his might, but it's not gone in. The problem we've got is that Taylor will play for Bright and for Doherty if he's to come on. And we've got one who's lacking a bit of fitness and one who's got a bit of an injury. So I'm sort of seeing how it goes. We've been on control all game. I'm wondering if we should go a little bit more attacking potentially, but so far so good. There's no need to change it. I just think maybe if we can set aside our dominance and make it a little bit more threatening, that would be good. As Mullings finds his way through, and we just foul him with Andy Murray. It just wipes him out, tennis racket and all. So it's a penalty out of nothing to Woking. No matter what happens here, I think we're going to go attacking as Fitzpatrick's beaten. Not keeping as many clean sheets this year. And Harry Pickering with the goal. We're going to go more attacking. Grayson's delivery into the penalty area. Not its best. And now, again, they get another chance. After getting that penalty, there's a bit of life in them all of a sudden. As we've got to try and win this back. And we almost do, but not quite. Pickering on that left-hand side. Grayson does well to get across. Wins it back. And now this may well set up an attack from a deeper area. Of course, that ball in behind for this team is deadly as Rogers loses out, and then Knight's found his way through. Murray cleans it up, back to Fitzpatrick, and not a contained, controlled style right now. A little bit back and forth from both sides, neither team getting a full grip of this game as Morgan heads it forward. Craddock under it though, and again they continue to keep possession in these wider areas now. Kelledy, that's a made up name. Hook is going to put it in, back post, Pickering again. Right then. This wasn't supposed to happen. It's higgledy-piggledy. It's all over the place. And, I mean, we will watch it again to see whose defending's not particularly good. We should perhaps close him down a little bit quicker. No marking at the back. There's a bit of an overload occurring, and they're in. Well, it's not great, is it? It's not great football from us. I've switched it to the counter just for sort of the end of this half as Rogers finds himself in space. Again, that ball in behind. Rogers with the strike. He's usually so good there. Blimey. And a corner, which I'll let it happen. Oh, that's a shot. There's a few players right now not playing to their full potential. And Woking are not a side that I thought would be giving us any bother at all. We're going to get aggressive with them. Where's the passion, lads? They're quite like that. I'll give them the chance to react, I think, but I'm going to make the switch. I'm going to get Bright off. I don't want him out for a long time. Taylor to come in. And we might have to do a bit of rejigging at some point. Mohammed maybe to come in, or Hall. Of course, we've got Roy Nelson on the bench as well that we can definitely bring in if the striking two aren't playing so well. In many games, I've brought him on, and actually he's had a pretty good impact. And we come again here. Doherty this time. Where are we going to go? He's got options. He finds Owusu. What a pass. What a run. Foster. Stevie Foster puts it in. For me, I think it was Doherty with the assist, right? That deserved a goal. But, I mean, dearie me, we get back on level terms just about. This ball here from Doherty is inch perfect. I mean, I didn't think they were even capable of doing this, but look at that for a pass. Owusu's run is fantastic. Stevie Foster into an empty net almost. And then I'd say back on level terms, 2-2. Now, Doherty, he's struggling for fitness a little bit, but he's playing rather well. So I want to keep him out there for as long as we can, ideally. And they've got a few players now starting to struggle. A few injuries there, a few tired legs. And will that pay in the latter stages of the game? Grayson into Taylor, who so far since he's come on has had a pretty good impact. I think it's fair to say. Back on the ball again. Out to Ashley Malt. Very good at keeping it is Taylor as he makes the run down the line. And if he gets the ball into the middle, it could be dangerous. Owusu from close range. Stevie Foster's there. Is there going to be another goal? Rogers? Anyone? Grayson? Back out to Ashley Malt. And no, it's not happening. I think Rogers might be coming off here. We're going to bring on Roy Nelson. The pacey, well, not particularly pacey, but the superb finisher that is Roy Nelson. 15 minutes to go. We're going to go a little bit more attacking. As they start to tire, I do think there's going to be a chance for us in this game. I'm going to get Doherty off as well. I know he's played well, but he's tiring a little bit. Ashley Malt should be fine over there on his own. Hold on the left-hand side, though. A change I do quite often. We'll see if it comes to anything. We're just sort of overloading them on one side, and their right back is struggling a little bit. So that's the idea behind it. Hopefully, we're not too isolated over on this side now. But here we go then, as that side do combine. Ball over to Owusu now, who's got a little bit of space. If you can pull it back across, he goes for goal. Oh, if he was a little bit less selfish, that might have been a goal. Time is ticking away. Will there be one more chance? There might just be. So the ball is launched forward. It could well go their way as Howell's found his way through on goal. Woking to steal it. I mean, he's hit it wide. And I say steal it. We had 61% possession. Lots of shots, double their shots. But we haven't been able to find the win. There's been... Well, we gave away a penalty. I mean, there's not a massive amount we could have carried on there, a massive amount we could do about that. But 2-2, not a terrible result, but equally not a good one. We didn't lose away from home, so I guess we'll take it. But yeah, unlucky, boys. It wasn't our day. And yeah, that penalty is crushed us a little bit. Okay, and Morecambe coming up. It's going to be a very closely contested game. Us and them are looking like two promotion candidates. So I guess we'll see. At this point, I usually inform you of more bruised ankle 1 to 2 days. Knew it. I usually show you the transfer that I've made that I forgot to mention, but there isn't one this time, so nothing to report. Oh, that keeper came in, but that's it. Right then, Stevie Foster, he's got Player of the Month, which is pretty impressive. I'll say well done to him, well done to you. And, oh wow, oh my goodness gracious. Young Player of the Month has been Thames dominated. Doherty, Rogers and Andrew Murray all up there. I mean, we'll congratulate Doherty on the award. He had an okay year for me last year. It's a bit strange. Doherty last year did all right. This year, I mean, he's loving life in the midfield. We didn't win Goal of the Month, but I did win Manager of the Month, which I guess we'll take. A draw and a defeat in there, but lots of wins. If I was the Carlisle manager right now, I'd be a bit annoyed. I feel like they've been pretty dominant. Michael Brown, well, I'd be miffed if I were you, mate. I'll take it up with your superiors. Torquay have offered me a job. Not happening. Financial update. We did quite well with those friendlies, but it's slowly, well, we're losing money quite often, which is not good. FA Cup 4th round qualifying is right now. We'll just draw all the teams to see who we get. We are playing. Kamel. Breaking news. I don't know if you could hear that. We're playing Kamel Laird, who I've never heard of, and he's not actually dreadful. Oh, great. Just as I go to rest the boys, by the way, I mentioned it before, the international break. We had no option to postpone this, so Doherty and Holness will not be available, neither with Roy Nelson. Not sure how I feel about it. No, I do know how I feel about it. I'm pissed off is how I feel about it. Little old poppycock is what it is. 600 games in management. 600. Wow. Let's just have a look at this. So overall, I've made £230,000, which is quite good for the time period. Like it's all right. I mean, win percentage of 45% is actually higher than I expected. We've bought players to the value of £12,000 and I've not sold a single player in this save, 11 years in, for money. I've sold nobody for money. Not one player. That's outrageous, isn't it? Not a solitary player. Evie Jude, there. Benji came here with a plan to take us to the next level and, well, here we are. Thank you very much. When will our fans stop believing Benji's hype? Kieran Armstrong. What the? Right, folks, gaming against Morecambe coming up, and yeah, that international business is not ideal. So Matthew Gillam is going to have to come in at striker alongside Owusu, which isn't the worst bit of news ever. Simon Doherty for Josh Taylor probably makes the most sense. It's not ideal. And at the back, Holness to step out with, I guess, Mohammed going in there, which actually, it's not the worst thing ever. And also means Christy Clark-Slocum makes the bench, so not all is lost. Okay then, the team not looking quite as strong with your international players out and not available. This will happen. Fitzpatrick in goal though, Ashley Mott at right back, Murray Mohammed and Morgan, Triple M, we'll call them, Taylor, Grayson and Foster with Bright behind Owusu and Gillam, who actually played in a game recently because of this international issue and got 2 goals in 1 game. So he's got 1 use and this is it. It's a 5-4-1. Really? Captain Wayne Kingdom's up front. It's like he's chosen, I'm going to be up front today, my kingdom, and you'll all be below me, and that's how it's going to be. Captain, top goal scorer, all of it. Derek Scholes. I quite like that as a name. Right, I certainly say we should be winning this one fairly comfortably, which isn't true, but I'm trying to make them think, look, boys, this is a big game today. Get it done. I've told some of them the pressure's off, some of them that they've got to passionately play well, and here we go. It's a bit of a mishmash as we can make the pitch slightly bigger because we're back at home. It's very, very tight, though, in those playoff spots. Of course, we've still got games in hand, which is a massive advantage, but we need to make sure we win them. Right, first chance of the game, 6 or so minutes in, and Bright finds Owusu, who's got plenty of options in the middle if he wants to find one. Ashley Malt now on it. Grayson on the edge of the area, smashes it against the post. That should maybe be a goal. Just thinking back to the last game, actually, we hit the bar from about 5 yards out as well. Taylor into Bright. Could this be a chance for us? No. I've come to the conclusion that other teams in the division just don't rest players. That's all I can take from it. Right, another chance for us, very similar to the first one. Starts with a throw-in on that right-hand side, as we need to try and keep possession here and maybe work it out to these wider areas to whip a ball in. But we're staying quite centralised. Finally, we do come out, and now Morgan, with lots of time and space, back into Grayson. We've got to try and stretch Morecambe. They're playing 5 at the back. We've got to try and find those gaps. It's going to be difficult, though, as Bright makes his way forward. goes for goal, and we might be limited to those chances, which is a bit concerning. We're uncontrolled though, we're uncontrolled fluid, so we'll definitely try and keep the ball in their areas and just try and pick our way through. Finding a goal out of this though might be a challenge. I mean, it might be from these sorts of situations where their defensive line pushes up a little bit and we can perhaps get in behind. As Taylor now with Bright, can he find a ball over the top? He just nearly finds Owusu. Foster though back into Bright, and we come again. Shot from distance, not this time. It falls to Morgan. If he can get a delivery, referee. Oh, apparently it was an excellent sliding challenge and not a penalty, so I was getting excited for no reason. We're actually continuing with a bit of possession here though, as Bright finds Foster on the inside, and can we find a ball into our front two? Owusu! Oh, Owusu! Oh! Well, I did say we might be limited to long shots after that attempt from Bright. This, my friends, is fine with me. Stevie Foster, a little bit of dribbling to get away from his man, finds Owusu, and he just, the shot there, it looked good as well, because it hit the bar. 1-0 up, and now Morecambe have got a bit of an issue. They're playing this defensive system. We're playing quite a lot of keep ball when you look at the possession stats. They're going to have to come out though and attack us at some point, and then hopefully more gaps open up, and then we can get a couple more, which is strange because they're doing all right this year. They're down in 9th now after this defeat, but I don't know, after this defeat, let's hold our horses, Ben, half time. They've not had a shot though, so I feel relatively good about it. Alright, passionately say you've played well so far, but there's still room for improvement. They're quite like that, I'll say no more, and out we go. 420 fans at today's game. Not a lot, is it? Playing Morecambe as well, they're not like a little side. And now we're gone, and in the second half so far, nicked. Alright, there's now like 15 minutes to go, and we're seeing absolutely nothing. Now, if I had more central midfielders available, I'd probably make a change at this point to freshen things up. In fact, we will do that. We'll bring on Pope for Taylor, and hopefully that won't change things too dramatically, game, please. I mean, this has been a bizarre match. We've scored the goal, and the second, just when you think it's going to be a good day. Just when I started to believe it was going to be a good day. Hall's going to come on, play on that left-hand side. We'll just sort of move everyone across a bit. Bright on this right side. They don't like it, but they'll have to lump it. There you are. Look. Just play a casual 4-4-2 for the final 3 seconds of this. And as they throw it out for a Thames goal kick, I think they kicked it out, which is a shame for them, really. But there we are. A 1-0 win over Morecambe. Maybe the most boring match we've ever seen that resulted in a win, but we'll take it. Stevie Foster injury, though. With international issues, I don't like this. We got away with one today, I'll tell them, and they all seem to love it. Right then, let's see. How bad is this then, hey? And look at this, by the way. We've got Main Road coming up in second, and we've got international duty for loads of players. How fair is that? Steve Foster is out for 6 to 7 weeks. Don't worry about your injury. Focus on your recovery. The reason that's a problem for me is that he's got 9 assists this season, and he's our best player. Oh... Well, there we are then. That is going to wrap up today's episode. A little bit disappointing to end with an injury, but Owusu, again, still scoring goals for me, still looking very good. And you can see there, 19 and 16, 7.7, looking really good for me. Keep it up, Owusu, by all means. And I'll see you again tomorrow for more. If you enjoyed today's video, of course, do leave a like. If you want to see some more, subscribe to the channel. And we love with care for this video. So next time, goodbye, everyone. Goodbye. Appreciate the support, folks, and I will see you soon. We're professional next season, so you will get a player. By the way, the way we're going to do that is I'm going to give players to some former players, some former legends of the save. You will be assigned as well, so we can get players as quick as possible. But if you prefer to have a role at the club, we could maybe do that as well. Let me know in the comments.